Welcome, friends. It is I, your last guy, and it's time for another vlog. Alright, so, still sick. That'll be evident in a lot of content and stuff right now. Okay, so, background, I believe we're using the Mercury Speed items only game. Movement Speed items only game. Which was insane, because I played balls to the walls. Unfortunately, as a team, we did not play well enough. And it gets really frustrating near the end of it, where either team could win it despite how well we do in the first part of it. So you're going to see an interesting game there. Smite, so we had to do patch notes previews now because I work on Tuesdays, so I can't do patch day of videos. So I thought that went pretty well, and we'll see how people feel about it. Soul Nerf, she's still going to rock everyone's ass. I don't know. She's still going to be pretty damn effective. That's about it. That's really about it. She's still going to be very effective. Nerf to her 3, okay. Nerf to her, it's not a lot of roots, I don't know. Don't really care for that one. It's better, it's definitely better. Nerf to her 1, don't care. Her clear with that is not bad, but it's not a big problem. Then the nerf to her buff, to her passive. She lost 10% on basic attack damage at 100. She lost only 3% on attack speed at 100, and she lost only 8% off of the magical contribution at full heat. That's about it. So she's still going to wreck pretty damn hard. They did not really nerf her that much. She's still going to kill really easily early in the game. She's still going to kill mid-game, late game. She's just going to be a powerhouse. The thing is, you have to focus her down. It's just hard to when she has that 3. Her ability to be immune to everything 3 seconds later is really good. As long as you have good foresight, people are screwed against her. She's just got a really good ability there. She's got a pretty strong kit. Altogether, it's pretty good. They made the ult a little bit bigger, so it's going to be easier to land that, so good for her with that. And that's that. Everyone else, Artemis buff, that's fine. I don't really think it fixes her problem, it just makes it a little bit easier to play her, that's about it. And, there was another buff. Probably not that important, but I don't remember it. King R tier, I'm going to play the balls out of tier for a little bit, because Monty Python, who doesn't like Monty Python? That movie was awesome. Fucking hate the ending, though. Fucking hate that ending. Just, there you go. There's your F words for the day. Hate that ending. Hate it. Hey, I know that's Monty Python style. That ending is very Monty Python. But I hated that ending so much. That movie is 99% awesome, 1% hated, and it's that last scene. That's the one part I freaking hate about that movie. And I might be spoiling that for you who have not seen it, because some of you are youngins. That movie is amazing, except for that part. God damn it. I think that's it. I do select cool. Space Noir is really cool. I like that one. I really like that one. So let's talk about streams on YouTube. So Smite's got a problem right now. With the last patch, their frames went to shit. There's a lot of people who used to have like 120 frames and now down to 30 or even under that, and we're one of them. I'm going under 30 frames quite often. While streaming, it's guaranteed to be about 20 frames, which is very bad for recording and streaming at the same time. And when I'm only recording, I'm at 40 to 30 frames, and on occasion goes under. That's not good. That's really not good. And then during streams, I'm at about 30 to 50 frames. It just goes under. It just keeps going under, which isn't good in any way. Frames keep dropping. They're trying to address it. They will hopefully fix it by Tuesday. If they do not, there's going to be a problem for me. The problem is time has become shorter because, of course, of the internship I have. It took away a lot of time. And so we're able to get a lot of content done still, but we're not able to stream and do content at the same time for Smite, which means less streams for Smite. That's really what it means, because I need to get that content done for YouTube, because YouTube is where we are. That's the thing we do. We're making these videos so people can watch them anytime, so they can get better at the game just seeing examples of gameplay. That's really what's important there. So YouTube always takes precedent over Twitch when it comes to Smite. That's just how it is. So this is a problem. This is definitely a problem here. If they do not fix it by Tuesday, they do not fix it at that patch, we're going to see just less Smite streams in general, because I don't have a choice in the matter. That's just how it is. It is very frustrating, but that's what it's going to have to be. That's it. So we're going to see a dip in quality for a little bit when it comes to the videos for a little bit, because we were experimenting with trying to fix it while doing that, so we'd have some drops here and there as we're trying to fix it. But we find out it's actually not on our end, it's on Smite's end, it's on Hi-Rez's end. After like hours of trying to figure it out, we find out it's on their end, So it's just frustrating, like we can't do anything to improve on that. So that's really not good. That's just really not good. We have a pretty damn strong ass computer that can handle a lot of things, but when it comes to Smite, for some reason, this patch has just screwed it over. If you got an even stronger computer, I guess it's fine, but for some reason, it's just screwed over here. I'm playing Vermintide. That game is amazing looking. I was streaming and recording at the same time just to see, and it was still running very sharp. So there's something up with Smite with Hi-Rez. Like, it's not good. Not good. Of course, at the same time, they're also getting hit with a lot of DDoS attacks. Their servers keep crashing and stuff. Hi-Rez always has problems with their servers, which is very unfortunate. It's either because of attacks, or it gets overwhelmed, or this or that. And it's just unfortunate, and I know it drives people away. If we weren't so dedicated, we probably would have been driven away a long time ago. There's so many games out there to play. There's plenty of fish in the sea, right? So, there's a lot of games to play out there. There's a lot of fun games to play out there. But when it makes it hard to play Smite, then what are you going to do? What are you going to do? But I'm enjoying it. And I'm looking forward to playing Paladins when it comes out. I really am. Some people see Paladins as Ares Overwatch. I'm like, I want that too. And maybe it was. But I'm curious to see how Paladins works out. I'm excited to play it when it finally hits beta. The thing is, at the same time, Overwatch is coming out. Everything's coming out right now. We got Overwatch coming out, Vermintide's coming out, Paladins is coming out eventually. There is, I think, Battleborn's also coming out very soon. And then in like 2 weeks, it's gonna be freaking Legacy of the Void and Fallout 4. There's just so much stuff coming out right now. And then in December, I got Xenoblade Chronicles coming up. Hitman's not coming out in November or December anymore. It's got pushed back to 2016, luckily, because if it didn't, my god, that's so many things to do. And there's probably some other gems I'm not even thinking of right now. There's a lot of games. Oh, Yoshi's Woolly World came out. Not getting that right now. I'm probably getting the future. I want to get a Yoshi amiibo for sure and stuff. I want to play Yoshi's Woolly World, but we got to put our money here or there, and Wii U stuff doesn't really get, we can't do anything. We can't monetize it. That's really there just to show off and have fun with viewers, but we can't monetize that thing because Nintendo's Nintendo, which is very unfortunate. They still like that. So purchases like that are just down the line kind of thing. So eventually we'll get Woolly World and play that. Now, there's only going to be, I think there's going to be one more HOTS game. That'll be this Wednesday, and after that's going to be one-shots on Wednesday and on Saturdays, so we do more one-shots, cover more indie games, cover more games in general. Because that's what I want to do, is just cover, that was one of the things I always want to do, was just cover a bunch of, like, random stuff to do this and that. So, to just show off all these games, like I talk about this every week, want to show off all these games, get people interested in these different things, try something new kind of thing. And so, that's what we do there. Let's see a little bit more about Smite. Anything else about Smite? Patch comes out. Can't do a video on that because I work Monday through Wednesday. I am out of the house for 19 or 18 hours. I'm gone 19, 18 hours, Monday through Wednesday. Then Thursday through Sunday, I'm going to be grinding out as much work as I can into the channel. Like, Thursday, working on the channel for, let's see here, well, I got up at 7, bed at 12, so 15 hours into the channel. Friday, 15 hours. Today, 15 hours. Sunday, maybe 12 hours, because I got to get ready for, work on Monday through Wednesday, so that's what's going to happen Sunday. But every waking moment is being dedicated to doing something for the channel in some way. Making videos, researching games, playing with other people for networking, just all these different things. We're doing whatever we can for the channel. I don't have a social life. I don't have, that'll be for later, when we're actually established. I'm grinding it out. But having a life of some kind later, at some point. Right now it's just trying to give us a stronger foothold, right? That's what's happening there. And I am definitely falling behind in my goal for having more guides out. I haven't done any guides right now just because I've been sick all week. I've been coughing my lungs out, so I've not been able to be as quality as I want in making things. So it's been a lot more research and preparation for one-shots and preparation for just other things. I've been prepping the future guides right now, but I haven't been able to get enough footage to do them. Also, I got to record the lines, and I keep coughing through them. So I got to get all these things done. And eventually it will. The goal is to get at least to 30 gods. No. 30 gods is easy. To at least get to 40 gods by the end of the year. That's the goal there. We'll be halfway through the roster by the end of the year. That is the goal. I want to get at least 2 more machinimas out. We're working on one right now. It's not done yet. There's got more shots I need to get. And then just, there's another 20 hours left on that machinima to do. I got to see where I want to do that. Besides doing the guides and such. And there you go. A lot of things to do. A lot of things to do. Now, there's a topic I kind of want to talk about. And it's a way too broad topic, but I want to talk about this topic, just to think about it. Because we have a young audience. We also have I feel like we got a good stretch of teens to young adults to older adults. And we have a couple old people, but it's mostly within the range of 10 to 30s and some 40s. That's really the range of our audience. It's an interesting range to have. And young adults, maybe this won't mean so much. It's more teenagers, maybe actually young adults, and just stuff like that. And it's maybe it's not really part. Okay, so here's the thing. We have the subject of we have these things that we put on, not exactly stereotypes, but what it means to be this or that, or stigma towards this or that. And let's just say a man is never meant to show weakness is a thing to talk about here. Here you go. Men aren't allowed to show weakness. You're not allowed to cry. You're not really allowed to react to pain. You're not really allowed to react to a lot of things, or else that makes you a weaker person. You're not allowed to show vulnerability and stuff like that. If you do, then it just shows that you're a weaker person. And the fact of the matter is, being able to show vulnerability just shows that you're more of a human being and actually shows more strength. Because if you're willing to say you need help to someone else, and if you're willing to show emotion, it makes you more of a human being. It makes you more of for men, it makes you more of a man because you're willing to show that stuff instead of hiding it. The real thing is, there are times when it is necessary to hide your emotions. There are times when it should not be, when it is more important to show what's going on with you so you can get the help you might need. And this goes in line with a bunch of different things, towards prejudice, towards depression, towards a lot of things. Like, a depressed person, this is a very difficult thing to do. It is very difficult to admit depression because it shows a weakness. It shows vulnerability. And when you're a guy, you can't show any of those weaknesses. But let me not draw the line on gender there, because for women, it's the same thing. If a woman shows weakness, then she's a weak woman, which is not something a woman wants to be called or anything like that. And if a man does the same thing, well, he's being shown like he's a weak man, or he's being called a girl. Like, that's messed up, isn't it? Like, saying someone is the other gender because of whatever they do. That's not cool. And then that gender, if they do it, then they're just being stereotypical of their gender. That's not all right? So, what I'm trying to say is, and this is something that will take a long, just society itself has to be changed on, is that it's okay to show vulnerability. It's okay to show weakness, especially when you need help. Especially when you need to help yourself in some way. We're very bullheaded and stubborn in not wanting to show weakness, I feel like, especially for Americans as a society. We're very bullheaded about that. We will not show weakness to others. But sometimes you have to, so that people know you need help so they can help you out. Especially the depressed. Those who are going through a tough time, especially depression-wise, it is important to get help. Reminder, which, some of you it's getting old, but there's always new viewers. Reminder, I nearly killed myself. I nearly ended it all. Very, very close. On the, I should not use this phrase because Jinx will kill me, the razor's edge, pretty much. I almost ended it. Now, why? I had my dream job, and I had what I felt was my dream girl. I had both these things. And then one ended and it killed the other. I got laid off, and I felt like that was the only chance I had in the workforce, in my dream career. And then eventually it strained things because I wasn't making any money. I was trying to get work, but I couldn't get anything. Just trying. It strained my relationship with my girlfriend, and she felt I wasn't going anywhere, and that was done. She didn't feel we were going anywhere because I wasn't making anything happen. I was trying my best, but it wasn't good enough, and in the end, I lost her. So, yeah, tried to kill myself over that. Very close. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing about it. Let's talk about the older generation, the early generation. My dad learns I'm depressed, nearly killed myself, and he can't fathom why. He can't understand why would you do that. There's always a job out there, and there's always other people to have relationships with. There's plenty of fish in the sea. And he's not wrong. He's not wrong about that. But when you're in the moment, when the depressed person is in the moment, you can't see that. I had the best opportunity I could ever imagine. To me, I felt, to go forward in my career. And I got laid off. This is because of budget problems and all this stuff was the bottom rung. So I'm gone. Also, my boss was really abusive, so it wasn't very fun to work there. But I stuck it out. There's a thing that compounded it as well, I should also reveal. My boss was a very abusive boss. He liked to bully me a lot because he had a lot of female workers there as well, so he liked to look at the big guy. So it was not very fun to be there, but I stuck it out because I'm like, if I just grind it out, if I just hold my tongue and work up, I'll get to a better place. In the end, I got laid off. Really sucked, which really hurt. That really hurt. So that happened, and then eventually losing my girlfriend also happened, and that really hurt as well. This is the lady I thought I was going to marry and stuff, you know? And so losing the job that I felt would have made my way, I felt like was the only way. Yeah, that hurt. That was a problem. And then also losing her, feeling like she's the only one. She's the one. She's the only one there. The only, like, the one. That whole thing. Yeah, losing that really hurts. Like, in the moment, when you're in it, yeah. It's really hard to get shaken on depression when you're in that. And the hope is that at some point during that torrent of downward spiral, that whole thing, you are able to if you're able to climb out of it, or at least hear a voice inside going like, maybe you need help, or something like that. But that's hard on its own. That's hard on its own because you don't know how others are going to react. Like, my dad's reaction, like, I don't know how he's going to react. My sister cried for, like, a long time. Like, you don't know how people are going to react, so you're not sure who you should admit to. And if you're worried about how your family's going to react to it, especially if maybe your parents aren't so great, or maybe your siblings aren't so great about things like this, there's always hotlines to call. There's always places to call that will listen to you and listen to your problems, and they will not minimize your problem. They will understand that whatever it is huge to you. Some people have little problems that are huge to them. Some people have big problems that are little to them. That's just who they are. But sometimes big problems are big problems, and sometimes little problems are little problems. There's a big array and a big mix of all this stuff. It just depends on the person and how they view things. And these hotlines will listen to you, and they'll let you talk, and they'll just listen. You can get it out there and everything. Because that's important, to try to get the feelings out, and that will not make it go away, but it will at least relieve the pressure, which really helps out a lot. But a lot of problems, I feel, stems from the stereotypes we place on ourselves through society in different ways. There are some, not just, but we can just talk about me some more. The mental reasons why I felt so down. Let's see here. I'm Asian. I'm a male. I am the prodigal son. I am the oldest in my generation. And I am just all these things. I am supposed to be the best at everything because of what position I am. I'm an Asian, so I'm supposed to be the best in all my grades. I'm a man, so I'm not supposed to show weakness, not supposed to cry, not supposed to do just all these other things, right? That's what a man's supposed to do. You're not supposed to do those things. As the oldest, I'm supposed to be the most responsible. I'm supposed to be this, I'm supposed to be that. So losing my job makes me feel like I have failed all over the place. I failed across the board as a human being. That's what it felt like. And I still feel that sometimes, but not as much. Because I'm not there yet, still. I'm still struggling to get there. This internship's helping a lot. I'm making progress. But these feelings of you're not good enough for society, I know I'm not alone in feeling that. And I'm trying to say, as long as you're trying, it is okay. Now, if you're just being a lazy ass, well, I can't really side with you on that. There are people who don't really care to do anything, and they're fine with not really doing anything. And then that's not who I'm talking to here. I'm talking to those who are trying. You know, you're trying to do better. You care about being in a better position. Sometimes things just don't work out, and sometimes there are things that happen that are valid excuses for what's happening. And sometimes there are things that are, maybe you're holding yourself back with these excuses. It's a big mess of things. That's a long talk that we're not going to have right now. Where am I going with this? Because I wanted to talk about this, but where am I going with it? What I'm going with is, it's okay. It is okay to show weakness, male or female. But if you're worried about how others will see you for it, there are places you can go. Hotlines are one of them. That is a place that will listen to you. There are support forums. Support forums are a little dangerous, though, in that I have seen some manipulations being done in forums, which is not so good. like it's a very supportive place, but then they'll make moves, which it's uneasy. This is from a younger point when I saw stuff like that. It's not the same thing. Hotlines are usually a bit better because it's more old school, where it's people who are there for that reason. Day and age is changing. Forums are maybe fine. In the past, I've seen forums be a bit cruddy. The biggest problem with the internet, we know, is that things are very extreme, and there's always someone pushing their agenda. That's my big problem with the internet. Is there's a lot of people pushing their agenda about this or that. The specific help groups, though, they're not trying to push an agenda. They're just trying to help you out. That's why I like those better. That's an aside. That's about depression. That's one way. The other one is more on the lines of a different kind of admitting weakness, and that is medical. So we went from depression. We're talking about a different thing. This is something I wanted to talk about even before I learned it. I'm gonna use Total Biscuit about this here. A while back, he was having these bowel problems, and he wouldn't do anything about it. He just wouldn't do anything about it because it's an embarrassing subject. It's an embarrassing problem. And after a long enough time, he finally went and saw a doctor about it, and, well, it turns out to be cancer. So he did this whole thing about don't be afraid to go to the doctor about your problems, because it could be cancer. And, yeah. This is the thing, it's another thing about, I don't know about women for this, but for men, bowel problems, or just any problems, really. For men, it's you're supposed to hide it, or you're supposed to shirk it off. You're just supposed to shirk off your problems and stuff like that. And I still do it. Tuesday morning before work, I was coughing up blood. I sucked it up and went to work because it was my first week of internship. Probably wasn't the smartest thing to do. I should have just gone back to bed and rested, but instead I just went to work. Wasn't the smartest thing to do. I was a mess the whole time, but I did what I did because I felt that was the thing I was supposed to do, which it wasn't the smart thing. It wasn't even a manly thing. It was a stubborn, foolish thing to do. But for some people, that is the right thing to do. And I'm saying maybe it's not. I need to do a TLDR of this right now, don't I? Because I'm not explaining it very well, I don't think. Society puts a lot on top of us. Society by just society itself, by our parents, by our brothers and sisters, by our cousins, just everyone around us. There's a belief in how you should be and how you should be acting and stuff like this, and a lot of it is good, but some of it is not so good. The worst examples of just how society is, like if you're in just certain kind of neighborhoods that have prejudices, that's not a very good thing. And how exactly do you get out of that? It's not really an easy thing to get out of. But the feelings towards what makes a man, the gender stuff, or even some racial stuff as well. What makes a man, what makes an Asian, what makes a female. And that to go against what makes someone a thing as weakness can be quite detrimental, is what I'm saying here. And I feel like we as a people could be more empathetic to each other, and more understanding, and not so rigid, and not causing such personal problems within ourselves because of that. Because there's a lot of things where, and this is probably, it's not as bad now, but it was a lot worse back in the day for, of course, homosexuality. People hiding in the closet and stuff like that. You can't show. You're afraid of what your parents will say, what your friends will say, stuff like that. I have had quite a few friends who were in the closet, and they came out, and some of them had it well, and some of them did not go so well. One is a girl in Quebec. She came out. Her parents cried. They felt they did it, they raised her wrong, which is terrible. And then they just treated her towards all these gay stereotypes, like, oh, she's about this or that, these things. No, she's just her. She's just their daughter. She's who she is. And I've had other friends, like one over at UCSD, they were, because I hung out at the LGBTQ letters. I hung out at their club area because they were very friendly, and because they had a refrigerator I could keep my food in. So that's the reason why I hung around. But I was around there, and some of them, they got the courage from that club from that group to come out, and their parents were understanding. It's just some don't have that luck, and some not really luck. But some people would say it's possible, some people it's not. And that's a, I don't want to say extreme, but it's a whole different thing from what I'm talking about in a way. But there's stigma to that, and there's stigma to how you do with, if you are not doing something that's viewed as manly. Or if you're doing something that's viewed as, or as a female doing something that's viewed as manly, or just stupid stuff like, yes, but we're all humans, and we are who we are. And there are traits about us that could be better. There are traits about us that, are pretty good, you know? It's not a bad thing to, at certain times, it's not a bad thing to hide emotion, what I was saying earlier. Like, if you don't want to, now this is the hard one, you don't want to worry people. Like, someone takes a hit of some kind of damage, and they're in a lot of pain. They hide that, because they don't want to worry, like, say if you're a father, if you take a hard hit, you don't want to worry your kids for no reason, so you might hide that. But it doesn't mean don't go to a hospital. It means get your ass to a hospital kind of thing, you know? It's just you don't want them to be worried. That's kind of a thing. Yeah, it's fine to hide your emotion that way, you know? Because you're going to go be responsible afterwards. Now, if you don't show emotion and then you don't go to a hospital or something, do something about yourself, then you're not helping anybody, of course. Of course, if your kids are old enough, you just go like, you can tell them, like, yeah, it hurt. I didn't want you guys to worry. I went to the hospital. That's the thing you should be would be a good lesson to give, right? Yeah. I'm trying to cover a bigger subject pretty quickly here, I think. What I'm saying is it's fine. And it's not always accepted at large, but it's fine to not be the norm, to not be what society expects, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say here. Especially when it comes to helping yourself. This is probably the center of it all. We hurt ourselves a lot because we're not willing to ask for help. This is the big one. We do a lot of damage to ourselves because we're not willing to ask for help. We're not willing to admit we're in trouble. And this happens a lot to a lot of people. You know that. You've probably done it yourself. You know others who have done it. We're not willing to show weakness. And there are exceptions where it's fine, but there are a lot of times where you're just hurting yourself and hurting those around you because the damage that's done to you could get worse. And then if you end up dead, well, that ruins it for everybody, doesn't it? Depression is one way to think about it, how a depressed person, if you need help, gotta seek it out in whatever way. You can get it from anonymous people on hotlines. You don't have to go to your family if you feel like that'll be a problem. And for those who have just medical problems, it's another thing. It's just, don't shirk it off and just think it's nothing. Like, it's a manly thing to do, but it could get you killed. Don't do that. And then it's the same thing for women as well, because they're not allowed to show weakness, because then if they do, then they're just being a woman about it. Or it's a dumb thing. Really dumb thing. Just, like, this thing with politics. God, this is a long vlog. The thing with politics. If a male politician cries, he's either viewed as a weakling or as a man who's willing to show emotion. So for some groups it's strength, for some groups it's a weakness. If a woman cries, she's just being a woman. That's it. And if it's a woman in a strong leadership position, she can at no point show weakness. Because if she does, then she's just a woman. She's not a leader, she's just a woman again. This is something that comes up in business a lot. It also comes up in politics a lot. It's very unfortunate how at least American society sees things like that. We could just do better. But the message of this last segment of the video is really just, as I said before, don't be afraid to look for help. Especially those of you who are going through depression, because I know there's a few of you out there. We've prevented a couple suicides in the past, and we will prevent more in the future, because that's just the nature of what happens. People get depressed. Bad things happen to good people. Bad things happen to bad people. Bad things happen to people. Good things happen too, but a lot of bad things happen too. And we'll always be here caring about that fact. And at some point in the future, I'll probably have another vlog similar to this, because I talked about this before. I'm talking about whatever's on my mind, right? So this was on my mind again. I'll see what's on my mind next week. They're not always so heavy as this, the new people. Like, for new people, it's not always as heavy as this. Sometimes it's a lighter subject. But oftentimes I talk about humanity and society and my views on what I think we could be doing better. But it's a drop in the bucket thought right now, isn't it? Like, I'm only reaching so many people, and I may never get to a point where my opinion could be all that mattery. It could mean all that much, but maybe it could in the future. You never know. if we could sway just how people, that's not the right way to think about it. Just not sway how you think, but get people to want to improve better, and not always agreeing in the way I'm saying, I suppose. I'm sure there's people who think being a man is these things, and they will staunchly disagree with me on that, but you can still be a man and be responsible. You can still be a man and have weaknesses. Being perfect, being impervious, is not actually human, because we are humans. We have all these vulnerabilities, we have all these weaknesses, we have all these strengths as well. But we ain't invincible. Trying to be, I don't know. I'm trying to be the best there is ever at YouTube, right? And at streaming if I can. I'm trying to be perfect. I'm not gonna be, though. I recognize that. But I'm gonna try to be. Nothing wrong with trying to be. But you can't think you're gonna be. I guess that's the way to put it. I don't know. Maybe you can be perfect. I don't know. Here's a long vlog. Jinx is gonna kill my ass. And I'm gonna go hack up along now. This was a very long one right here. I talked about a lot of things. I touched very briefly on a lot of things. Not as fully. I thought this out a lot, but apparently I didn't think it out very well at all anyway. Shoot. TLDR is, don't be afraid to get help. Just don't be afraid to get help. That is probably the most important part of all this. Don't be afraid to get help. And that society might look down on you for this or that reason, but your own health is the most important thing, isn't it? Your own mental health, your own physical health, your own emotional health. That's very important. Because if you improve those, you can do so much. That's what's important. So if you need help, get help. Don't be afraid to. That is the TLDR of this whole damn thing, minus the Smite and the YouTube part, minus the channel stuff at the start of this thing. That's a TLDR. By the way, this game's still going, isn't it? And you're going to see, I'm not sure if we're at that point yet, but you're going to see, I get really frustrated, really pissed off in this game. And that's an in-the-moment thing. Eventually, you get over it, and then you just move on to the next game. But in the moment, I was angry in this game. Holy crap, we made some mistakes later in this match. But there you go, that right there is the vlog. I had fun making it, it'll be fun watching it. Thank you for watching, for your likes, your comments, your dislikes, everything. Thank you for everything. If you feel like you got a friend who might be going through depression, that's another thing. That's a hard one to do. That's a hard one to suggest, because maybe they don't want to admit weakness. That one, I don't know. Just talking about this really quick. You have a friend you think is depressed, I have no idea how to approach that. I really don't know how you do that. If you're a close enough friend, maybe you can help out, but that's the hard one to do, is to admit to family and close friends that you need help. It's the hardest thing. It really is. But if you as a friend see it in someone else, I don't know how you approach that. I really don't. I am not sure at all. Maybe there's stuff to look up for suggestions for it, but maybe you don't mention it at all and you just try to help your buddy have a better time, I guess. I don't know. That's a tough one. And Lord knows Jinx has had to watch me go through depression for like 10 years. Not a fun time, I'm sure. Thank you to Jinx for all the hard work she does, all the editing, her doing this vlog's audio. My God, she's gonna kill me. And yeah, that's everything. Thank you to everybody. As always, that's very important to thank everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I'll see you at some point. Thanks for coming by. See you next time.
Retreat! Enemy spotted. Group up. Wait. Enemies in middle lane.
Attack left lane!
Not even death can save you from me.
Retreat! Give me turbo boost! Retreat! Your team has destroyed a left enemy tower. You be careful left. Retreat left lane. Set up an ultimate is down. Ultimate is down. Attack! I have you now! They're unstoppable! Enemy spot!
Shut down for what?
Ultimate is down!
Smart choice, user.
the chains that will bind you. Ultimate is ready! Ultimate is ready! Okay. Ultimate is ready!
Energize me! Be careful, no!
Retreat! Enemies in middle lane. Enemies spotted.
Rain party!
Somebody that's not you killed a guy.
Retreat!
An ally has been slain. How much do you think the enemy team is paying him?
Glow in the dark. Ludicrous speed!
Maybe you should keep an eye on that guy.
Air delivery!
Retreat!
Retreat!
Dying
It's bad for you.
Energize me! Defend the fire giant!
Defend! 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 Enemies spotted. Ultimate is ready. Attack! Attack! Ultimate is ready.
Smart choice, user! White space, too slow!
Attack!
You have slain an enemy.
Be right back!
Be right back. On my way.
Rain party!
Be careful. Be right back. On my way.
Attack! And the blood!
Be careful, right?
Dying is bad for you.
Enemy spotted. Ultimate is ready.
Retreat!
Retreat!
Retreat! Retreat!
Retreat! Retreat!
An ally has been slain.
Retreat! Please.
An ally has been slain.
Smart choice, user!
Your right Phoenix is under attack.
Your middle Phoenix is under attack. Defend!
Rain party! Ludicrous speed!
Your middle Phoenix has been destroyed.
Somebody that's not you.
Killed a guy.
Double bubble, toil in trouble! Energize me!
team has destroyed a left.
Enemy Phoenix.
An ally has been slain. Ugh. Teammates started feeding.
Attack the right Phoenix.
An ally has been slain.
Retreat! Defend.
Smells like someone's cooking up a killing spree.
Retreat! Sorry. Retreat! Retreat! Please.
Quick save! Reload!
Titan's under attack.
An ally has been slain.
Sorry.
Ew! How did you do to him?